Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Pair of panties. The juice is loose. Jeff, look at this thing.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 2nd day of May, 2024. Good morning, everybody. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Chris Hockey, and thank you for tuning in. We're glad you're here. You know, I went a little early on that. I'm sorry. But it's true. I am glad you're here. I'm glad also because I believe Ben is in today. Now, I can't remember if Tommy's coming in or not. I just need to write it down like on my wrist. I should look like the guy from Memento. That's what I should do for the Power Trip Morning Show is just get tattoos of when people are going on vacation, when they're not. That way, I don't start the show every day by not knowing who's going to be here. But, you know, I love not knowing. I guess that's my point. Yeah, I'll tell you what I do know. We're going to have a great show today. It's going to be fun. So let's get her started. Here's some comedy from Neil Brennan. Power Trip Morning Show on a Thursday morning. Best day of the week. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad you are here.
Things are better. We can solve murders now. They used to not be able to. All they had was just the fingerprint dust, and they were stumped. All you had to do was wear gloves, and you could murder 3 or 4 nights a week if you wanted to. Here's how easy it was to murder. Murderers used to write letters to the newspaper for fun. They'd be like, "Dear paper, it's me, the murderer." Things are getting a little boring over here, so here's a clue. What has 4 legs and loves dinner? A table. See the next murder. And they'd still get away with it. The Zodiac wrote a dozen letters to the paper, and they were just like, "This guy's some kind of mastermind. He must be wearing mittens or something. I don't know how he's doing this."
Touch it.
Finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. It is Thursday, May 2nd. My name is Corey Cove. That's Chris Hockey. There's Meat Sauce, Paul Lambert. Max is here. Zach's at Omaha Beach in Normandy. He gets back tomorrow, I think, in Minnesota, but he'll be back on the show on Monday.
Yeah, because he's got to mix the show that they record today.
Right, and then it airs.
Got to be ready for November.
I think it airs Veterans Day, right?
Of 2027.
Not this year.
No.
During the Third World War, they're going to air it.
Oh, so next week.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's November as well.
Where in the world is Zacho vacationing on the company's dime?
Sorry, guys, I'm so unprepared for today's show. I got all the voice work back from our voice guy, Darren.
Yeah, it's the same guy that does Duel of the Decades Open.
Well, that's right. Well, you give him a certain amount of money each month, and then he can, you've got him for a certain amount of time. Just so you send him liners, and I got them all today. So I spent the entire morning loading them all in. So I feel woefully unprepared for the show. I'm sorry.
Well, the answer to that last question is Omaha Beach.
That's right.
Can we hear that again?
Sure.
Where in the world is Zacho vacationing on the company's dime?
Now, you hear him, he kind of stuttered there because he thought about it as he was doing it.
Yeah, that's all right. I thought he did great.
Yeah, he sent me. So what happens is, I don't know if you guys, do you guys want some inside radio? I don't know
Of course.
If people, Max, so do you want to know a little inside radio?
Of course.
Do you think the listeners care, Corey, about the inside radio stuff? Do you think they care?
Man.
There's not much going on. What else are we going to talk about?
Thanks, beady eyes.
Wow.
So what Darren did is I sent him the stuff I wanted. Like I wanted like this.
How about them wolves?
Right?
Yeah.
And then I just said, just throw me some wild lines, right? And I didn't know, but Darren, who lives down south, has been listening to the show, so he gets familiar with it because he's our voice guy now. So apparently he knows a lot about the show. So he sent me some wild lines. Would you like to hear those?
Of course.
How about this one?
I don't understand a word you just said.
Yeah. I like that.
That ain't funny.
Oh.
You're going to have to show me where that button is.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to have a whole page.
Yeah.
And then I don't know
I don't
why.
like that one.
I don't know. This is he sent me some stuff. I don't.
Hey, Ben, show me some D-cleave.
What? Was that for Tommy?
Yeah, it was for Tom. That's why he said, "Hey Ben."
Oh.
That ain't funny.
I was going to say, can you hit the button for me?
How about this? I don't know. He seemed. You tell me.
Hey, Tommy, you're doing great.
How about this one?
Hey, Max, did you sell your soul for all that D?
Jeez.
Cheese.
That ain't funny. Hey, Hockey, turn the boner meter down.
Wow. He knows you well.
Show me some skin. How about them boobies?
Okay.
I didn't get to load them all in.
You may be related to that guy.
I don't. Boy, sure. Do you know Darren? Do you know who he is?
No.
Well, he's the devil in waiting. He's a demon. He's the grandson of the devil.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His dad passed away when he was younger, so he's waiting to become the devil, and it doesn't pay well. So he had to do some voice work.
Oh.
That's what he's done to supplement his income as he waits to become the devil.
Well, he's good at it.
He's real good. I mean, listen to this.
How about them twins?
That one's good.
How about them Vikings?
When he said, how about them twins, is he talking about the team or is he talking about boobies again?
Yeah, good point.
Yes. How about this one? I didn't think when I wrote it differently, but I like the way he did it better.
How about them wild?
That's not bad.
We're going to have to wait about 4 months for that one.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
That's
How
okay,
about
though.
them wild?
and then this is for Chad Abbott because he loves him so much.
Now that is a tease.
He loves when we tease things.
Well, then you should
I
have,
like that one.
have Darren do an open for pot talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because God, Chad
Yeah, good
loves
one.
that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll make a list if you guys want. If you want Darren, because I get him. Again here in about 13 hours.
Yeah.
Just for a small window. The Wi-Fi is great down there.
Where in the world is Zacko vacationing on the company's dime?
France.
Where the naked ladies dance.
Yep. He's in France.
Hold on.
That ain't funny.
Oh, all right.
It's the first segment we've had that button, and you're already haunted by it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not funny. It's fine.
You are funny.
Nah.
Darren doesn't think so.
No, and that's fine. If the devil
In training.
in waiting,
In training, please.
in training doesn't think I'm funny.
We'll say
I'm
something
fine with
funny,
it.
then we don't
Yeah,
hit
he'd
that
love
button.
it.
I will.
Thanks, beady eyes.
Yeah. Thanks, Beady Eyes.
See?
Yeah, see, he's on my side.
Yeah.
Even he hates you, and he's going to see you
Oh,
soon.
he didn't say he hates me. Just likes the nickname.
Yeah.
Did you say he's going to see me soon?
Yeah. Well, isn't that what you were
Like
told?
extremely soon or relatively soon?
I mean, not extremely soon, but soon.
Show me some skin.
Yeah, show him some skin.
Would you please?
Yeah. Flap those balls out.
Whoa.
Jesus.
I mean, that was aggressive.
Well, sorry. I'm trying to say something funny.
Now that is a tease.
Well, here's a tease. You mentioned in the open, too. Do we know if Tommy's coming in today?
No idea.
I think he is.
Again, who knows?
I don't know if he ever came back from Vegas, to be honest with you. I have no idea.
Or did he say he was going to be gone this Thursday as well? I think every time we do this on the air, the listeners are going, do any of them ever talk to each other? Do they have creative meetings, production meetings,
Doesn't sound like
run of
we do.
show meetings? No, it's just we show up and go, hey, it's Thursday. Ben will probably be here. Tommy will probably be here. When it's
Thanks,
college,
beady
right,
eyes.
when it's college
beady
football
eyes.
season, Justin Gonzalez will probably be here. But now that it's May 2nd, it's like, I don't know who's here.
Yeah.
95% sure Ben's here today.
Yeah.
50-50 on Tommy.
Right. I don't know.
He normally
I'll
would have
text
kicked the
him.
door down by now.
Well, sometimes. I don't, for some reason, my memory says he doesn't. But that's why I feel so good about yesterday remembering at the last second to ask Parrish before he left if he was going to be here next week.
And he said yes.
And he said yes to,
To
both
both,
days.
yeah.
And now we know. We can remember that now.
Parrish will not be here tomorrow, so we needed a fourth.
Thanks, beady eyes.
You're going to like this one too, Darren. We had to find a replacement for him for initials. Well, how about Vikings defensive end Jonathan Grenard?
That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah,
Making
man.
his
That's
power trip
awesome.
debut and initials debut. Our new big money defensive end. What do we give him? Like 70 or 80 million?
Damn right.
Something like that, right?
like
4
that.
years, 70 something. So a rich dude that's, he's our big time Daniil Hunter replacement. We basically swapped defensive ends without doing it during or via a trade.
How about those two being on the same defensive line?
Yeah, how about
him
that?
and our newest draft pick.
Yeah, Dallas Turner and Jonathan Grenard.
He had 12 and a half sacks last year.
How about them Vikings?
Yeah,
See? It
thanks.
worked.
Yeah, thanks, Darren.
So he's playing tomorrow.
That's pretty cool, man.
That is cool.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Chris was in Canada when Brian O'Neill was here. That was cool.
Yeah.
Brian was a super good dude.
Yeah,
but Brian
Brian's
scored
great.
0. So Jonathan Grenard will try to top Brian O'Neill's score from 2 weeks ago.
I wonder if he's ever heard the game before.
Who, Jonathan?
Yeah.
I don't believe so, but it sounds like they told him the gist of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Brian actually listened to a game or so to try to get used to it, right? To
Right.
try to get the hang of it.
yeah.
And that didn't help.
Well, I think he was
no.
thrown off by Marnie's violence.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There was one item, right, Sauce, that he rang in about a split second
Center
behind
court.
right behind you, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
said he had it, so he almost had one. You sniped him on one.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see. Jonathan Grenard tomorrow and what? $64,500 tomorrow. $64,500.
Show me some skin.
No kidding.
Yeah, man. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, show us some skin. Maybe we'll just give you that money.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Forget
that's-
guessing initials. Just show us skin.
Yeah. Show us
Get your
skin.
T-words out.
Okay.
Show me some skin. How about them boobies?
Okay.
Darren's horny.
Well,
A long week.
I can't.
It's been a long week, you said.
Can we get a break for about an hour?
Yeah. Let's break now and come back and hear the whole breakdown of what happened in Vegas, why it fell apart.
Yeah.
He missed his flight Sunday. He was supposed to have a big boy meeting on Monday. T.O. is in the building. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
A fan.
Best day of the week.
Hogs Daddy. The finish line is waiting.
The finish line is waiting. I believe the finish line is behind you. It sounds like.
Yeah, the finish line to Las Vegas. So
Looked
let's
like that.
go back a week, T.O. This time a week ago, you were saying,
Perfect. Let's start there.
going to Vegas, but I got a big boy job meeting on Monday. Going to basically fly in on the red eye, so I'm going to be half asleep, but I'm going to caffeine up and I'm going to power through.
Right. Great on paper.
That was a week ago.
Man, that sounds nice now, doesn't it? Okay, so we get to the airport. One of us has a Delta Club thing.
This is
Thursday.
so. This is when you were leaving.
Yeah, let's just start from the beginning.
Let's go all the way back.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're amped. It's the draft.
What time of day is this?
Our flight left at, it was like the 6:55.
Right, you said you were going to be basically in the air watching
Yeah,
the
it's great.
draft. Did everybody on the plane watch the draft together?
It was so sick. I'd highly recommend it. But we got pretty hammered
Shocking.
at the Delta Club. Just getting twofers. They got those Mick Ultras
And let me tell you,
for
bro.
free in there.
That's so fun.
Start hammering away.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you not supposed to get hammered?
Hey, Tommy, you're doing great.
I like that. Yeah. That guy's horny.
Yeah, you know him well.
So we're sitting there just drinking, just like two at a time. And then we start getting the tequilas. And we're like, well, let's have about 4, 5, 6, get a nice little buzz. But we'll take it easy and we'll get on the flight, right?
Take it easy.
Get on there a little buzz, not too drunk.
Yeah, no, that's right.
But when you add in, none of us were trying to eat like the week leading up because we're going to a pool, so none of us had really eaten that day.
Oh, yeah. Lord. Yeah.
Pretty hammered getting on the flight. So a couple guys bailed out. There was 4 of us in a row, like straight across.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Bailed out of the trip completely?
Yeah. So there was supposed to be
no.
15 guys, dropped down to 8 last day.
Perfect number.
What?
Right. Crazy.
7 people dropped out the day of a trip to Vegas.
Our
Did
buddy's
they
name-
make the right decision?
Did they stay at the bar?
No. Our buddy's name's Merc. We kept just joking. Hey, really nice friends you got. They were just the worst type. I mean, whatever. They said stuff pops up.
That's how it happens.
But they didn't let us know till like the day of, and that sucked. But we're on the flight. 4 of us sitting across. Mikey and Eddie come the next day, so it's literally 4 of my high school best friends.
Oh, my.
Oh, Lord.
It's Scene Bear
Yeah.
sets. It's literally that same squad, but for a bachelor
I
party.
wish I had a squad.
And we're sitting there.
Friends sound cool.
Yeah,
they
they are
do.
cool.
And it's like the flight's going on. They're doing the whole, like, buckle up if something happens. And you guys were screaming. Like,
Oh my God.
loud.
How did you get to Vegas?
Loud. Like, obnoxiously loud. Like, where it's
You
like.
should have been removed.
Because I, like, went to the bathroom and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, God. Like, I had, like, that realization
That's
in the air.
my group.
I'm like, oh, that's us.
Oh my God.
That's us. Like the people you don't want to be.
Of course.
And just ruin everyone's flight. And we're usually, obviously we're obnoxious, but we're usually kind of conscious of people around us.
Yeah.
This one, think the draft's on. It's the bachelor party. We're just giddy.
You're just lucky that it's on the way to Vegas.
Yeah.
If you're like that on the way back from Vegas, you would have been murdered.
We haven't heard yet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we're screaming at each other. Because, like, just throwing hot takes. Well, we need JJ. We think we just know what we're talking
Oh
about.
my God.
Just
Oh my God.
think of that. Just dumb football takes.
And let me say this, if you don't mind. I'm not going to interrupt the whole time, but guys, going to Vegas is the greatest trip of all time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're so bad, you're pissing people off when they're going to Vegas. Like if somebody is saying to their friends when they get home, my trip was ruined on the way there.
Right.
Almost impossible.
Yeah, I think that's why we had such a long leash, because everyone's in such a good mood. And then, we got told to be quiet at least twice.
My God.
By
And then-
staff or by other passengers?
Flight attendant with the arm on the shoulder.
Oh my.
You got mom.
You got mom. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Like, not exaggerating. You
Calm
got
down,
mom.
fellas. Calm down.
But then there was one bro. Flight attendant. He kept feeding us drinks. Great guy.
Oh, are you serious?
Great guy. Phenomenal.
Did you guys meet up
Because
later?
I could think he felt it. Yeah, I was just, right.
So we're driving on.
No, but he, like, kept giving us drinks. I was like, okay. At
He'd
least
seen you on the app.
Yeah, you got one guy that's not going to let the pilot out of the cockpit.
Well,
or he might, if you know what I mean.
Well, so we had one guy on our side. So, but like when we landed, we were like, you see the strip.
Oh my.
We're like so excited that like one of the ladies said we almost had to separate you guys on the way out. I was like, oh boy, okay, here we are. But then you know that lull when you get out of the flight and then you got to go get it's the worst time of
It's
Vegas.
the worst. It's the worst.
That's why you gotta just carry on.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas.
So you can just grab your bag and go. You don't want to wait at the carousel.
He's got his wonderful toys. He can't. He can't. You
No,
gotta
but
check those.
I brought 3 outfit changes per day, so I needed a big luggage.
Well, that's a grown up of you. You used to take one outfit when there's the one you had
Right,
on,
that's-
right? I mean, that's grown up.
Let's back up. Seth packed for me. So
Okay,
let's move
got it,
forward.
got it. Yep, Mom took care of you.
Right, Mom took care of me. So then we get there, and our buddy, so it's his own batch, but he got us a limo.
Oh,
so we're like, oh, great, perfect. Let's do the limo. But all of us were like already like sobering up. We're like, what the hell's
worst
going
ever.
on?
Yeah.
And so he promised us, like, he goes, it's going to be a loaded limo. It's going to be sick. Full bar. So we're like, all right, there's 4 of us, and there's 3 little Miller Lights in there, like
Oh,
that
my
you chase
God.
with a bloody. We looked at each other like they were like the last beers on earth, just ready to fight each other. No, but then we pull in, like we put on paper planes, we put on Can't Tell Me Nothing. Like, we're getting in the good mood to go to Vegas. Get there, go check in, have one of those sick rooms at Planet Hollywood. Everything went smooth. And then you guys from there on, right? I'm not joking. From there on, no more than 2 hours of sleep a night. Don't remember. I remember being everywhere. Don't remember any conversations.
So essentially drunk the entire time.
Oh, 100%.
Drunk the entire time except for when you're sleeping 2 hours a night.
But no, Friday morning, because Hank and Eddie hadn't shown up yet.
Oh, no.
So we went and got a sauna in. in the morning on Friday
Okay,
morning. That
yeah.
was actually growing up. Above
No, it's good. You got to sweat it out,
flight
buddy.
attendant?
Sweat it out.
Got to sweat it out.
It's a pro move.
Where did you meet the flight attendant? Where did you meet?
Yeah,
you?
did he
Somewhere
show
off
up?
the strip, about 15 minutes out. Nice to see.
I said, we're walking along.
By the way, if Abbott's listening, this is drunk talk, which
Yeah.
he somehow approves of. But if we
yeah.
do pot talk,
Yeah.
he
He'd be
thinks
pissed.
it's super cool. You guys smoke weed.
You guys know how to smoke
But
pot.
drunk talk is just fine.
Yeah, by
Isn't
the
that
way.
weird,
Yeah.
Paul?
I'm writing this all down for Darren, by the way.
So then Friday, we're like, well, let's go check out that new Old Red place for lunch.
Yeah,
I
Blake
love that
Shelton's new
place.
spot.
Yeah.
Love it.
Looked sick.
Right.
Hey,
Wine.
Tommy, you're doing great.
Rooftop bars galore, right?
Yeah,
There's a
perfect
lot of
for a
outdoor
bunch of
space.
Steves,
I got
right?
snatched.
We would have fit right in, but the line, I'm not kidding, was here to
Was it really?
Circa. It was insane. We're like, well, we're not going to let that ruin our buzz. So we went and paid homage one last time.
You did it.
Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
God, they take care of you there, too.
Wait, it was open still?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it close like
May
the
1st.
Yeah.
It
It
looked like it was
it's
closed
dead.
when we were there.
But, man, it was good to get one last ride.
You got a ride, didn't you?
I'm not kidding. No less than this, not exaggeration. Over under at about 8.5 margs for all of us.
Oh
Sweet
my
Jesus.
God.
Jesus.
Sweet
That's
Jesus.
so much heartburn.
And
Over
there's
the
no,
whole
but there,
trip,
there's,
you mean?
but there, he's like, no, all we needed to hear, because we still hadn't gone to the cabana yet. All he needed to say, he's like, yeah, they're like skinny margs. We're like, done. Over. Keep them coming. Scott
margs.
hammered on them. Hammered. So then it's about 3:30-ish, 3:45, 4. And we walk to the Wynn, just to like, that walk up.
Yeah,
to the
walk it off a
station,
little
yeah.
bit too.
And then we're like, well, this is Friday. We're like, let's go watch the Howl. So then we go to Circa, kind of took a page out of Saucy's book, and we got like a little booth in there.
Oh, Lord.
Boy, do they rinse you for some money.
They sure do.
Oh.
That's not cheap.
No, thought it was. Looked great on paper.
Yeah, you didn't care at the time.
What'd the booth cost?
Well, it said 150, but then you got to add people, so it ended up being like 200 down, and then I thought that was like the credit too.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, they flipped that on you. Ended up being like just sitting down and ordering 2 buckets of beers. This is not exaggeration. Was 6 something. Yeah, right.
God.
Like bad.
Can I take a time out for 5 seconds? I have to tell you guys something. If I drank that much beer, I would be so full I wouldn't be able to be drunk.
Well, there's that.
I don't know how you drink all that beer and get drunk. After like the 3rd beer, I can't
Yeah.
get drunk. I'm too full and I want to go take a nap. That's
Yeah.
a lot of beer.
Well, beer, that was the thing. We kind of used Mick Ultra as like water this weekend.
Right,
To kind of
right,
hydrate,
right.
stay neutral. And then,
Back to you.
no, and then we threw like a big old bet on the Wolves, and watching the Wolves on Friday and they were winning was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then Schmoll and Hank landed at 10 at night on Friday.
And it's on now.
So we had to get back to the room, change, shower, do the whole thing, and then that's when it all started.
Oh,
Whoa, hang on.
But it hasn't
That's
started
when
yet?
it all started?
No,
What-
yeah,
What's
that
everything you just said? That sounds like you started.
You had the 8.5 skinny margs?
No,
with the
that was
start?
that,
was just
like,
a prequel?
That was like
Yeah.
that was like Jim Shorts walking, like hanging out. Like,
Yeah, that was the opening band.
listen,
Yeah.
like
Tommy.
now it's time to switch like the douche on, like
Before they got there,
Sport coat,
you have
collar
officially already partied harder in Vegas than I already have. You
Yes,
haven't
correct.
started yet.
I would have been in bed.
so
I might have been dead.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Yeah.
so it's about 9:30, 10. We get back to the room. Hank and Schmoll meet us there
oh no.
and just start like
No.
like what are the shotgun and beer. Just like
I don't know. How
yeah, just the dumbest, douchiest stuff in the room because like it's about to hit Vegas.
Oh,
We're
wait,
like-
you're in the room still.
we're up in the room like
Okay.
partying.
Lord.
And then we're like, well, let's just go hit it. So we go to the Chandelier Bar, do the verbenas. Those are going down like water. We're treating like the margaritas as shots, just mouth numb, rip,
Yeah.
and go.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
And we're like, well, what time is it now? Before we knew it, it was like 2 a.m. We're like,
Are you still in the room?
no, we're
Okay,
sitting
I'm
at
so
Chandelier
sorry.
Bar,
I'm
and
so
then
sorry.
we look out of the
Oh.
corner of our eye. We're like, oh, there's Marquee.
Ah, Verbenas.
Just some douchey club.
Yep.
And we're like, let's ride. So we go in there, and so it was me and the Bachelor. I was like, we'll go check it out. So dumb.
Hey, Tommy, you're doing
Yeah,
great.
you're doing great.
And we're like, well, let's just go check it out. It'll be good. And they're like, all right, it's $80 a person. And then the Bachelor was like, here's 160. So we got to go in, and like you guys, it was like wrapping up, and they like let us walk in there.
Oh my God.
And we're walking around, and like to the point where I didn't realize it when you're sitting in Cosmo Chandelier Bar. But when I stood up, and by the time I was up in Marquee, I'd been drinking for like 24 hours straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all knew.
And I like couldn't physically like to the point where it was hard to have the brain put something through the mouth to talk.
Okay.
But Merck, the guy, the basher, was like, we got to go. So we took like a lap in this Marquee, and then we texted the boys. We didn't talk to a person. Like, we didn't say a thing. And we just literally just putting the vibe out by the bar by ourselves, like, should have left.
Get her done.
But Merck, the bachelor goes, we got to get everyone in here. This is the sickest thing we've ever done.
Even though there's no
lights are off.
I'm not exaggerating. There was like
So it's shutting down. There's no vibe. It's $80 a person, and you're like, we got to assemble the Avengers here.
He's like, this is the spot. I think he saw like one bachelorette party, but they were like already on the way out. I was like, Merc, we can't even talk right now. But I was like, his batch, let's do it. I had all the boys come in.
It's his batch.
They all had to pay $80 to get in.
They're all furious.
Everyone's walking out, and you have to like wait for an elevator to go up and down. Apparently, just mounds and mounds of people were on their way out.
Oh my!
They come up, we just sit there, and we're just like, well, might as well get hammered now. So we stayed there till about right. But so we ended up just getting a couple more drinks there, and then like literally waited till like the last people at the club. Like, no joke, no one else was there. So
money well spent.
No, the dumbest financial weekend I've ever had in my life, but the most fun weekend I've ever had. So then,
okay.
End up leaving. It's about 5 a.m. Walk back, get to the room, I'll crack another beer, because why wouldn't we?
5 a.m.
It's about 5:30. Turn. I forget what we're even watching. I think we had some like 80s movie on, but I can't remember which one.
Oh my God.
Teen Wolf. Weekend at Bernie's.
I don't know, but then the sun starts coming up. We're like, all right, we better just probably just go lay down for a little bit.
Okay.
We lay down, wake up. It's Saturday, probably about 10 o'clock, and we're like, well, let's go get some food. Haven't really eaten in about 24 again, so let's walk over to Beer Park, and all of us are hurting, but not bad because we're fighting it with booze.
No, just a question. Are you still drunk at all? Because that's only 4 hours or so.
No, it was about 2 hours. Yep.
Okay,
100% still drunk.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay,
yep.
good.
But then you're fighting it with coffee and beers. Throw a water in there in the morning.
Oh, my God.
One water.
This sounds like a nightmare.
I'd rather go to prison.
Now, hold on. This sounds like a tease.
Now that is a tease.
I can't wait to hear what happens next.
So then we go to Beer Park.
Wait, we got to go to break.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
That's what this means.
Now that is a tease.
All right, we got to figure out how Tommy missed his flight. That's the key to this long
I don't
story.
want to miss a thing. I want to hear all of it.
No, thanks, Aerosmith. We'll do front page sports as well and more with Tommy Olsen after this. Ben Lieber joins in like 30 minutes right here on The Fan.
The Fan.
Welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. Listen, Tommy, you're doing great. We got to do some front page sports.
Yeah. Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
We'll get back to Tommy's story. Thank you, Holiday.
Yeah, Holiday Station Stores. You can get those Frosters or just any size soda for 79 cents, all the way up to XL. Go get some soda.
Yeah.
Pop, soda, what do you want to call it? Doesn't matter.
I like
you can get it at
pop,
Holiday
soda.
for 79 cents.
I love it.
Limited time only, so
Break it down.
do it this morning.
Corey, what pop do you get if you had to get one? Diet Coke?
Yeah, I was a late
Bloomer.
conversion to Diet Coke. I was a Mountain Dew guy most of my life, and I still love Mountain Dew, but last like 5 or 6 years, I'm on the Diet Coke bandwagon.
Yeah. Me too. Do you like Coke Zero or Diet Coke better?
Yes.
Not even close for me. It's Diet Coke for me, man. Not even close.
I used to be a Coke Zero person. Like that's why my dog's name was Zero, because I used to just crush Cherry Coke Zero.
Oh, so good.
One of the many reasons her name was Zero, but now I'm a Diet Coke guy.
I used to have Cherry Coke Zero for lunch during the old losing weight days.
Yeah.
Probably not the healthiest way, but
whatever, it works.
Hey, Tommy, You're doing great.
Yeah, let's see if anything really matters here. Let's go with the Twins won their 10th straight game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
10-5 over the White Sox.
How about them Twins?
They did trail 4-2 in the 5th, and then they scored 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 4 in the 9th. This is their longest win streak since 2008, and their longest winning streak ever is 15 games.
Dang.
In 1991, and they won the World Series that year.
Hell yeah, man. Did you watch it?
No.
Oh.
Couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, what's
anyway.
going on there? Can we talk about it or not really?
After your story.
Yeah.
They're off today, and then they host Boston
8:30.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 10 straight wins.
Ugh.
How about them Wolves?
Yeah. Wrong team, Darren.
Yeah, when's that game? Saturday?
Saturday.
We don't know when, though, yet.
Okay.
Finish line is waiting.
All right, back to Tommy. More sports to come.
Lucky. Okay. So where was I? Saturday. I'll make this quicker. That got stretched out.
Okay,
pretty long.
so as far as I remember, you guys are going to breakfast.
Oh yeah,
Went
went to Beer Park, and so then we go. Well, we better do the cabana thing.
Well, of course.
So we go back to our rooms, and none of our keys were working. So we kind of panicked that they were like kicking us out or something. So we went through a slight panic there. Went back up to the room, hammered.
Oh my God.
Did some push-ups and some squats, tighten up a little bit.
I don't understand your choice.
What's happening?
You got to do some push-ups.
I've been asleep for 8 hours by this point.
Listen, I get it, man. No. Come on. You got to. You're
Tighten
about
up
to
the man
flex.
teams a little bit.
You're about to flex, and you're thinking in your drunken state that you can fix the wreck
Yeah, correct.
with about 10 push-ups.
Yeah,
I
I'll
get
have
it.
one salad.
Yep, let's go.
So then we're like, all right, let's go. So we go back to the club we were at the night before because they have like a pool outside and it was super cool. We got the cabana, and that was probably the highlight of the trip. Just hammered, got bottles, just thought we were so cool. Looking back, we were probably so lame. Dancing, laughing, and the bachelor party was having the bachelor was having the best time. After that, you guys, this is when everything starts to get a little blurry because you're drinking outside in the pool all day. You come back. We're like, well, what should we do? It's about 10:30 after the cabana, and we're back in our room, and we're all like late.
Hey, I'm sorry. What day? Is this Saturday or
It's
Sunday?
Saturday, right.
Okay, because
Saturday,
your
10:30
flight
night.
is Sunday night.
Yeah, correct.
So at this point, you still have almost 2 full days.
You got
Oh, yeah, no
forever.
problem.
You're right.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So we thought back to like what we did for Schmoll's, and there's this foundation room down at Mandalay Bay that you can see like the whole strip at or whatever.
Okay.
And we're like, let's go down there. So we went down there, got a table there.
Walked or Ubered?
Ubered.
I was going to
God.
say, it sounds like in the state you were in, you weren't going to make that 25-minute walk.
Correct. And then the guy who was hosting was like at the front door of this foundation room had a Vikings tat.
Okay.
So made friends with them, and he got us like hooked up in a table area. Probably didn't hook us up.
Wait, can we
but-
stop for a second? Can we rewind the story 2 days? What was the moment like on the flight when they announced J.J. McCarthy was the pick?
Everyone went nuts.
The plane went ballistic?
Yeah.
Because they're
Well,
all Minnesotans probably going to Vegas, right?
Core looking back is probably silent.
So 6 of you lost your
Lost it.
minds.
The
and
group
it sounded
behind
like
us-
the sounded like the plane exploded, but it may have just been the 4 or 6 of you or whatever it was.
Correct. The
Got
group
it.
behind us actually were like really into it.
They were
too.
pumped, too?
Yeah. So, but yeah, fast forward. till
Okay,
now.
go ahead.
The group 2 of them behind it was hoping they were on a Boeing plane. You know what I mean?
So then we go to foundation room. That like we're sitting at doing a table thing, bottle service, like the whole thing. Stayed there till about 2:33, and then we go hit the table.
Oh my God.
We owned a blackjack table, so like we walked down to Mandalay and it was pretty empty. So we went to a blackjack table and like 6 of us sat at us.
I like that casino, by the way. It's at the end of the strip.
Yeah.
So I don't get there very often, but there's
clean.
so much
Yeah.
casino space.
Mandalay
If you
Bay
like
is sweet.
table
It's
games or
open.
slots, there's so many options.
Couldn't agree more.
It's a
Mandalay
massive
Bay is
casino.
sweet, yeah.
Super nice. So then we were there till about 5 a.m. And then we come back and it's Sunday. We go to bed. Mikey and Hank, very responsible. They have a noon flight. Wake up at about 9:30, shower. They leave for the airport at 10. See you guys never. So it got down to
Guys, never.
it got down to me, Faraz, Merck, and one of his college roommates.
Hold on one second. How pissed were you that they actually left?
I said you're dead to me.
I know that. I know that, Tommy. I know that, Tommy.
I was
very well.
because I was like, the party is not ending. I was so in the mood to let her rip on a Sunday. So at this point, you guys, it was hard to get a beer down, though, like day 4, whatever it is. And so we're like, well, let's just go walk the other way. So like walk towards MGM. And it was hot. They have like a single strip. It was really long line. Like there's a long line of people who were like, I need a drink so bad. So we sat down at Cluck Cluck or something. I don't know.
What?
Some random chicken spot on the strip. Random. Sat there and posted up and probably had another 6 to 8 margs each. Oh, and it gets to about 3:30, 4-ish. And we check our bags, at Planet Hollywood at the bellhop. So we're like, okay, we have to leave for the airport because our flight's supposed to leave around 5, right? 5:30, and then it would land here at around midnight. So we're like, but the Howl play. That was our one thing.
The Howl is the Wolves?
Yeah.
The
Howl.
How many times did you do that?
You were flying Delta, right?
Oh, yeah.
So couldn't you just watch the game on the flight?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Corey, that's what you would do.
What are you, 100?
So we're sitting there and we're like, all right. I was like, all right, boys, I got an idea. You FaceTime your wife. I FaceTime says.
It's like the Hangover.
And then he FaceTimes his wife. So the 3 of us left. The college roommate said, I'm not staying, I'm gone. So he left. It was down to the 3 of us.
Oh, my.
And I was like, boys, do you know how fun this will be? We're going to go watch it at a sports book. We can go down to the Wynn sports book, spread out. Like, we'll have the best time. We're going to win so much money. We're going to parlay like 3 things. It's going to be good.
Yeah, you got rid of the dead weight.
Correct. I'm like, it's finally the 3 of us. So I was just like, let's FaceTime them and we'll convince them all at the same time because they can't say no to each other on the same phone. Oh God! But man, I am seeing the light. It is so clear to me what we have to do right now. And so we FaceTime them all at the same time. And I talked to Sess about it like this week. She's like, I couldn't understand one word you were saying. And in my head, I was just spitting it clear, just seeing it so clear.
Shakespeare.
I was, and I was like, "Hey, I get like 3,000 Sky Miles put back into my account if we switch to the red eye tonight. So we're gonna do that." And then she goes, "Okay, sounds good." I was like, "Well, we got," and I keep arguing. I was like, "No, we got to watch the Wolves though, so we're gonna stay and take the red eye." And she's like, "Okay, that's fine." I was like, "No, we're staying. We're gonna win money." So I kept fighting for just making sure.
But she'd already agreed.
She already said that's fine. Yeah,
she had dinner plans already made.
Right, I didn't even need to convince her at all.
No, and the second that phone call ended with Sess, she went to your window at your lovely home and just stared out the window for the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
So what am I doing with my life?
Hey, Tommy, you're doing great.
But that voice was in your head.
Oh, yeah. So we're like, all right, we bought 7 more hours on the strip. What are we going to do? So we head down, we Uber from there. So our flight was supposed to be at 5. We switched it to 12. Or it's 11:55. So that's when I tweeted the miss my flight thing. So it technically didn't miss the flight. But I'll get to the story. So sitting there, go to the Wynn. We literally take a lap around the Wynn. We're like, well, we're not going to stay here. Got back in an Uber, came back to Sportsbook at Planet Hollywood. And the 3 of us sat there. You can't rip cigs, but we're all just smoking heaters. And God told us we can't. This is peak drunk, bad dudes. And I was like, I'm gonna put Moneyline Howl. Here we go. Let's ride. That ended up paying. That was great. They were not favored. But we're sitting there, and at about halftime, it's about 7. I was like, this might have been the worst decision we've ever made. It started happening. You guys, it started happening. It's like, I'm growing up. This is bad. This is really bad. But I was like, nope, fighting it. went, switch to captain now. I haven't had captain all week, and I was like,
hey, Tommy, you're doing great.
Captain ought to do it. Go up half captain. Had a great buzz for the second half. Got amped. We went nuts when Ant did that dunk. Whatever. Cash in. It's about 9:30 now. And we're like,
pretty close to time to start heading towards the airport.
Oh, we're getting close. And we're like, let's grab an Earl. Haven't really eaten anything this weekend. Let's grab an Earl sandwich.
Gotta have an Earl.
Yeah.
Grabbed an Earl sandwich, grabbed our bags, heading to the airport. It's about 10 o'clock. Get through security. So smooth. It was great. Everything was great. And we go to Chili's. And we sit at Chili's till about 11:30, 11:45. And we're sitting there. And I was like, you guys, this has happened to me before. We got to go check, like, the terminal. Because we're supposed to board at... Our flight was supposed to leave at, like, midnight. And it was, like, 11:35, 11:40.
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, dude.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, you guys, I've had this happen before. We got to go look. And they're like, well, it said delayed 1 hour. I'm like, okay, we got 1 more hour to drink.
Oh, God.
So we go back. We all crush one more Mick Ultra. And then... We're sitting by, like, so I was like, all right, we got to tab out. We just got to go sit by. We don't know what's going to happen. And you guys, I'm not kidding. Sitting by that flight, it's midnight. I know I have to be on a Teams meeting, giving a presentation in 8 hours. My whole life flashed in front of my eyes to the point where I get on the flight. I'm sitting there. For no reason at all, just start crying.
And if you have been listening for 30 minutes, go, where is this story going? Tommy crying on the flight home because of the realization that he is wasting his life and all of his resources. There is the payoff. Finally. All right, so you start crying on the flight. Like, what am I doing?
Do you know, like Chandler and Friends when he's looking out the window?
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
You mean Joey? Is that Joey?
Or I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
I think it's Chandler.
Well,
with the rain coming down?
Yeah, that's Joey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Either way.
Yeah, the meme where he looks up, it's like a little piece of art. The glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Joey.
So he's sitting there, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I was just like, in my drunken stupor when I booked it, I was like, oh, I'll be able to sleep the whole way home. Just restless, crying, sweating, sweating so bad.
So you're crying on the flight.
Oh.
Who are you sitting next to?
Well, I got bumped or whatever, so I was up in first class.
But so you're sitting next to strangers. But you're sitting next to strangers.
Yeah.
So are you crying audibly enough or obviously enough where people are noticing that you are crying?
No, luckily I was like kind of, at least in my head, I was looking the other way. Maybe everyone noticed, but like to the point where I was like, I was so sad. Like I wanted to go sit by my friends and just hug them. Like it was so bad, you guys. It was the worst I've ever felt.
So
I land.
So you don't think that
I landed, my eyes are
crying on the
so
flight.
red. Just like so red from not sleeping and then crying literally the entire flight home. And I made a pact to my friends. I was like, I don't think I'm going. Like, I think that was it. I think I'm retired for the foreseeable future for another month to go back. No, but like legit, it was so...
From drinking, from Vegas, from what? What part of it are you shutting down?
GTT. Not drinking. Let's put that.
Just, you need a long break from Vegas.
I need a break from Vegas because it's just been... It's the same old story. So I land at 6:30 in the morning.
Ugh. And your team's meeting's at 8?
8 a.m.
Oh, my God.
I get back grab my bags, get back to my house at about 7:15.
That's a world record.
Yeah,
That's
like
pretty good.
really quick. 7:15.
Lucky you're an East Sider.
Correct. 7:15, pull in 45 minutes. How my brain is right now, I have to write up my report, get ready. I go on to the Teams meeting. I couldn't, like my voice, I physically couldn't talk. Like the voice gone. And
everybody on the call probably heard you on Thursday say you were going to be blackout drunk for 72 straight hours.
They knew.
So they knew.
Yeah. And then,
so they gave you hell.
Yeah, they gave me hell, but it was fine. I got through it. Whatever. It's 10 o'clock. And then I had a lunch meeting, and then I had one more meeting at like 3. You guys, that day, remember how rainy and depressing it was on Monday? Oh. It might have been the worst day of my entire life. It was the worst. I pride myself on bouncing back and saying I'm not hungover. That was the worst hangover I've ever had.
Were there more tears?
Oh man. What did I watch that got me? I watched a movie when I got home at like 5 o'clock. What? Oh man, what was it?
Dumb and Dumber?
Oh no. What is it with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron?
Oh,
The Long Shot?
Yeah. Oh, great movie.
Cried about 6 times during that.
Yeah, that's not even a sad film.
No, not at all. No. But like, I needed Seth,
boy.
and Seth did great. Like, she came over and just cuddled me the whole time. I was like weeping in her arms. It was so embarrassingly bad.
That is your your come to Jesus moment.
It was
You did.
like a
Do
legit.
you think you're going to be different now, or do you think you just need a break?
I think it was I think it was a graduation moment where it's just like, after all of that, like,
Can't do this forever.
what really came from that?
Exactly.
Like, that's what we kind of all said. We're like, yeah, it was great staying up and being together, but like,
But it went nowhere.
How many times?
feeling so what?
Yep.
How many times did you tell Sess you loved her that day?
Oh my god, on the list probably 100. But I did such a good job throughout the trip. FaceTiming her was great. That was a good thing. But it was the worst. That was the worst day of my life, and just cried, sad. And I thought we were gonna get better on Tuesday. Still terrible.
So rough week for your boy. Yeah. Hey, you know the scene in Old School where Will Ferrell's like, I don't know what I'm going to do on Saturday. I might go to Home Depot. I don't know.
Who knows what we have time for?
It is weird because when you get older, you do have that moment where you're going, I don't want to be up to 5 a.m. and then be hungover all day. And the idea of getting up at 7, having a coffee, and going to run errands sounds lovely.
Yeah.
And you got to just embrace that you're getting old because it's so much better. It just is.
Corey, I think this is like the wake up call. I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I think it's the wake up call I did need. I think instead of going 72 hours out there, if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna go like one night because I don't know if the 4.
I still think you're going to go then even harder than you do for 72, right? You might just
That's the
24
problem.
skinny margs.
It's just all.
Are we going to go in October?
100%. But the hardest part is just I love seeing my friends now because I don't see them as much anymore. So
and it's going to get less and less as time goes on.
That's why I think these are going to get worse and worse and worse. So in my head, I want to grow up, but I don't think it's going to actually happen.
You know what, buddy? You can do it.
I know.
You can do it if you want to.
Peter Pan doesn't cry.
Yeah. Well played.
That's true. I mean,
You don't have to.
But
if you want to, you can.
because I went to see my mom on Tuesday.
Oh my God, your other mom?
Not my real, my mom, Cal. And I was just like, Mom, I don't know if I can go back. And she's like, well, you're going to go back, hon. But you got to space it out and be a little smarter. I'm like, yeah, I know. So at the end of the day, got super hammered, didn't sleep. Worst day of my life coming home.
Cried on the plane.
Cried on the plane the entire Shame.
What about the moment you checked your bank account after the weekend? Did you cry again?
I cried tonight.
See, Corey, I've been avoiding that.
Oh, you haven't looked yet?
I haven't looked at the statement yet. That'll be a fun one.
And is that one of those, do you and Sus have a joint statement? A joint account? Has she looked?
No,
my God!
Hey,
There she is.
good news. Her birthday's at the end of the month. Ought to be great. Good timing. Things are good. Things are great. So that one's going to be another cry fest when I see that one.
Great song.
I don't want your life.
So that'll be good.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah,
Tommy.
the
We gotta
guilt's
go to
not
break.
over yet.
Oh, of course it's not.
Just pushing that one off.
Dude, most people cry on the flight back from Vegas because they've lost their house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
been
what I
there.
mean?
You
Right?
cried because you stayed 3 more hours.
You cried because of your life.
You lost your youth.
I
It's over,
think
Johnny.
I felt it kind of go.
Yep.
Because it didn't
That's
sound
your soul leaving
the
your body.
first time ever.
It
It didn't
happens.
sound good going back for the first time in my life.
Brilliant, Hawk. I get it.
Well, but as we learned in December,
Yeah.
if you stay a day longer than you want in Vegas, that extra day, you swear off Vegas forever. You got to let that pass because it takes 2 or 3 months for that feeling to pass. One day in Vegas extra will ruin Vegas for you for a long time. You got to, when you want to leave, you have to get out of there or you're never going to want to go back. You got to get out.
100% correct because you go to yourself, I'm going to stay till Tuesday. And by Monday afternoon, you're like, why didn't I leave?
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yep. One day too long.
This last power trip,
Yeah.
I left Vegas and went directly to a mental health institution in Canada. Okay, for 10 days.
Sounds nice.
I was happier than you were on the way.
100,000,000,000%.
All right, Ben Lieber is here. We're way late for break, but that's all right. It was worth it because Tommy cried on the plane. More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Man. Hey, welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show.
All right.
It's the best day of the week. Tommy's here. Now, Ben is here. Everybody's happy. Everybody's feeling good. Even Tommy's recovered, and he's recommitted to his life. Hey, look at you, Thomas.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Look at you.
We're back live and local.
Everybody's guilty. Nobody's to blame.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, like it ended up being good. Didn't sleep much. Partied way too much.
That's my boy.
But I honestly,
You survived it.
I honestly don't think I'm going back.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne.
Yeah, don't do that.
You'll go back this
Ben.
fall.
Hi. Hey, Ben. Hi.
Ben, Tommy, Ben.
Do you have some advice for the young man? Ben, you're an older gentleman. Tell him about life.
Well, Tommy, I'm just glad that I feel like you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
We were just talking during the break. I just, when I was listening to his story, this dude is he's like one of our Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
You know, he can live life. He can redline life.
Yep.
He's gonna outlive all of us.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
And I'm so jealous. I don't know, you guys. I really think that he's going to be 75, 80 years old and still doing it.
Thank you.
And
Ben.
still going out there. Still taking center stage in Vegas.
He's going to be on one of those hover rounds.
Yeah.
And then drive his ass back to the airport. He's going to land back in Minnesota, head straight to the nursing home, and he's going to tell all the nurses, I'm never going back to Vegas again.
Please stop crying.
I can already,
presentation.
you guys, I can already see it. I was talking to him. I go, so when did you feel like actually back to normal? He goes, well, yesterday, like Wednesday, I got my normal workout in, and like now he's feeling spry and feeling good. This will all be a distant memory for him in the next 24 hours. He'll look back and be like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. That was actually pretty fun.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
my guess is you go by the end of the summer.
Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be some sort of 4th of July quick trip out to Vegas, and he'll be back in the saddle.
Well, yeah, Staunch is getting married, so I got to go out there for Staunch's wedding.
Scrooge has got to have
Yeah, Scrooge and Staunch are
Yeah, they gotta
getting
go.
hooked.
Oh yeah, no, it's
I'm on your side, Thomas. I love you, man. I want you to be that old man. I want you and Sess to grow old together and watch the birdies fly off, man. So if you need help, let me know.
Dude, he's gonna be the guy in Vegas on the little rascal with the basket on the front, just full of beers.
Yeah, right.
And a sign that says anything helps, God bless.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
All right, should we do what really matters?
Oh, sure.
Scores and stats around the world of sports and in between. Chris will change your life with something else because Tommy needs his life
And
changed.
Tommy's realizing what really matters now.
Yep.
Right, Tommy?
right.
Ben, this is weird. This is more self-promotion, but it's technically sports. Jonathan Grenard makes his initials debut tomorrow on this show at 8:15. The new Minnesota Viking, Jonathan Grenard's 26 years old, third rounder just a handful of years ago. Houston Texans, we got him. The Texans got Daniil, right? So kind of a free agent swap. What do you know about Jonathan Grenard as a player?
Well, as a player, I think we all respect and understand how good he is. I think he's surprised, being the third round pick. I think he was a little bit of a surprise that he's turned out to be so good. But like, he's a hell of an edge rusher, and he plays with a nice little attitude. So you guys are just pulling in the stars. I tell you what, it's like every Friday it seems like there's this like a new star coming in.
Well, shout out to Sam and Sarah from the Vikings, right? Because the Vikings helped us with Brian O'Neill a couple of weeks ago, and now they got us Jonathan Grenard tomorrow. They're doing an awesome job.
Hell
So
yeah,
shout out to Sam and Sarah specifically. Grenard, 4-year, $76 million deal with the Vikings. He signed that a month and a half ago, March 13th. 76 mil with the Vikes. So what's your best guess for opening day starting defensive line?
Good question.
Wow, good question. Well, he and Van Ginkel for sure.
Van Ginkel.
We'll have to look at the roster list, but it'll be Harrison Phillips and then player to be named later.
What about the rook?
What about our new guy, Dallas guy?
Well, with those two guys, I don't think that Dallas will be starting because we're talking more interior defensive lineman, and he is not an interior defensive lineman. So if you've got Van Ginkel and you've got Grenard on the edges and you've got Harrison Phillips in the middle, we'll figure out who's playing in a four down situation. Now, we get in the first sub package, we get in the first passing down situation, then yes, Dallas will be out there. But, depends on where he's going to line up and what his actual position is going to be. I mean, his role, I think, early on is going to be just pass rusher.
How?
Hi. Hello?
Hey, so dumb question I thought about the other day when I was watching Brian Flores in the old Vikings draft room.
Yeah.
Right, getting on the phone with guys like Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
Super dumb question, but I already started my sentence, so there's no turning back now. If you draft somebody specifically because he fits Brian Flores' defense or what Brian Flores likes, and Brian Flores leaves in a year, how does that work?
It happens every year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
So what kind of player do you think Flores is looking for? Like, for example, why does Jonathan Grenard fit Brian Flores' defense so well?
Athlete.
Or Dallas Turner?
Both athletes. I think
fast, quick.
I think that he's looking for athletes with position flexibility. And yes, you have to be good at that one skill set. They can't just be like an athlete and be like, well, I've never rushed the passer before. Like, no, you got to be good at that one thing. But I think he's looking for guys that can play in space, when you're off the ball. And I think just straight up athletes. And like all those guys that we've mentioned, they're athletes. They can rush the passer. So yeah, that's why rosters turn over so much when new head coaches and new coaches come in, coordinators, whatever, because they want their type of guys. They have a vision for how their defense or their offense is played. They want their type of guys. And look at our defense already. I mean, it is, almost completely flipped over, in a lot of places. So, with his type of guys.
So let me change the question a little bit, and then you can wrap it up because I think you were almost done. But so guys like Grenard and Dallas Turner, my guess is that kind of athleticism and skill set probably fits any system. Are the guys
not necessarily?
But are the guys like maybe Van Ginkel or Blake Cashman, guys like that they are those guys that are more Flores specific? Or completely 180?
No, I think those are more Flores specific.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that he's looking for guys that can be disruptors first versus some guys are like, well, I want a true, let's say I want a true like defensive end that puts his hand on the ground that can stop the run. Like we got to be good on first and second down. Got to have those guys. Then we'll get some guys in that can maybe rush the passer. To me, he looks like, he's like, no, I want guys that can like disrupt on first down. Like, we want to be good against the run, and I think that's going to be obviously the number one priority. But to me, he's looking for guys that are a little bit leaner, a little bit faster. If we get pushed around a little bit on the edges when the run game, that's fine. So be it. We're just going to cause chaos with our blitz package, what we can do with the linebacker spot. And so I do think it is very much about how you want to form your defense with the type of guys that you want. And it's not for everybody. That's why free agency is difficult. That's why drafting is difficult, because you're looking for guys that can fit your scheme and your style.
All right, we'll do, I guess.
Benny, that was hot.
That was hot. That was a hot take. That was a hot Grenard.
That was good.
Oh, thank you.
That was really good. Yeah. Did you hear the guy?
How? Calm down, Tommy. You're growing up. Remember? You've changed.
Yeah, Ben, easy.
Yeah, listen to the guy. Yeah, calm down. All right, we'll do what really matters in true form when we come back. More of the Power Trip Morning Show with Ben Lieber and the grown-up Tommy Olsen after this.